Hello, Arvada Vineyard family. It's so good to be checking in with you this week. I don't know about you guys, but I just want to tell you where I've been at. Up until this point, I kind of have been in survival mode, thinking like, I can endure this shelter in place COVID crisis for as long as I need to, until 5 weeks in. And then I started to think, how much longer? How much longer? And just in the recent 24 hours, our governor has given us a new phase of safety at home. And something shifted in me where all of a sudden I realized I'm going to have to get out of survival mode. I'm going to have to start to engage life. And instead of thinking, how long can I do life this way? Saying, what rhythms, what practices, what can I do to get my heart to settle into this time instead of how long until I can escape it. And I think it would be wise for us as a church family, as people that care about one another, to talk about just the realities of not how much longer will this last, but what is God inviting me into as far as rhythms and things that can help me have more peace and less anxiety. Will there be anxiety? Of course. We have never been through this. No one on planet Earth has ever been a part of a pandemic because it happened so long ago. And so we've never lived in a time like this. So is there grace to feel anxious? Yes. Is there grace to have bad days? Yes. I had a bad day last week where I think my husband thought, she is going to hurt someone. She seems so angry. And the reality was, I just felt so squeezed in every part of my life, with my parenting, with my spouse, with being stuck at my house. Everything felt like the pressure was squeezing me. And I think God, in those moments when I'm squeezed, God all of a sudden says, hey, what habits, what rhythms do you have? What things have you done in the past that have settled you deeper into something? Instead of going like, how can I quickly swim out of this rough water? How can I sink below and just go ahead and let the wave take me down and relax and see the motion and see what God is doing in the midst of the storm? And so rhythms for me, don't take these as this is what you have to do, but it's just some ideas of things. Things like stillness and quiet. So how do I get that with 2 small kids? How do I get that with roommates? How do I get that being in my home? It may mean you have to set your alarm earlier. It may mean that you have to start your day earlier and go to bed earlier and choose to say the quietest time in my house is at 5:30 in the morning. Period. That's what it's going to take. Or some of it's going to be, I need people interaction. If you're like me, I'm an extrovert. My husband's a super big introvert, but even he's starting to go, I need things, What can we do to connect with our friends? What can we do to connect? Even with the 10-person gathering, there's creative ways that you can think about friendship now that you couldn't think about in the last 6 weeks. So there's hope in the midst of this. But the things that will sustain you are when you have habits, when you do the same things every week. Not this week I'll try something and then next week I'm trying something. You got to try things multiple times. And so actually our senior pastor, Jay Pathick, and his beautiful wife, Danielle, they have created something that maybe you could try this week. Usually we have a podcast that's edited and made every week from our sermon series, and we'll still have that each week. But now they're doing daily devotionals. So ways for you to connect with God. And they're going to give you different practices on a Sunday, a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, just to try on in order to have some sort of rhythm. And when I think of rhythm, I'm a musician. So when I think of settling into a rhythm, music is most enjoyed when the pocket is tight, when the bass player and the drummer are in sync and the band is playing at the same tempo with the same notes. This is where the rhythm is established. And I don't know about you, but I feel like God is saying we have to gain a beautiful COVID rhythm. A pandemic rhythm, whatever you want to call it, but some sort of rhythm where you settle in, you develop habits and practices to sustain you, not to help you survive, but to say, I could maybe even become a better person in this time, not just the worst version of myself. And so this week, If you're going, what do I do? Jump on our podcast. There'll be links online to it, and try on these. They're little short devotionals. Maybe go on a walk outside and take your phone and your AirPods or your headphones, whatever it is you have, and listen to our pastors invite you into something. Maybe it's what I said, get up earlier than you normally would, go to bed earlier, and take that quiet moment before your house wakes up and it feels like chaos ensues. Maybe for some of you, it's in the middle of the day. It's like at lunchtime, I decide to go and have lunch in my backyard because I need to hear the birds and feel the sunshine. I need to get out from in front of my Zoom computer screen or my online work or whatever it is. There are so many things. And it's funny, if you decided that you were going to take your lunch every day this week outside, you'd be amazed at the settledness in your heart and the ways that you connect to the Lord, the ways that you would change as a person. And so, would you join me in being a person of rhythm? Would you join me in saying, God, I don't want to survive this. I want to live and I want to thrive through this. I want to be more like you in this. If you need other ways to connect, if you're stuck, we have all sorts of opportunities. You can email a pastor. We'd be happy to coach you and help you figure out something to do. You'll see resources coming towards you more than just the devotionals. And we'll have plenty of ways for you to stay connected, not just to the Lord, but with one another. We really, really, really love you. We can't wait until we meet together again. But until we do, let's be peaceful, rhythmed people that settle into the pocket and experience the beauty that God has for us in this time. He is a good God. There's a lot of beautiful stuff for us. Can't wait to tune in next week. Until then, settle into the rhythm of life. Thanks.